So it is finally that time. Apparently, this game got most anticipated game of the year for 2 years in a row. I have two options: play Elden Ring and play Elden Ring Adventure Guide. Whatever that means. Let's switch over to this layout here. So we just finished up Assassin's Creed Unity, so now we're ready to hop into this here. I don't know what Adventure Guide is. I'm just gonna choose play Elden Ring. That's what I'm gonna do. First time setup, which actually didn't take all that long at all. I was about to say, like, maybe I should have come a little bit more prepared by running that first time setup earlier, but it seems like it didn't take all that long at all. The digital game guide. What's the digital game guide? I'm actually not quite familiar with it. Looks like there's the easy anti-cheat waiting for game. Oh, now it's booting up. Ah, my eyes. I'm gonna have to change the game capture to Elden Ring here. Well, I figured it's a guide for the game, but what is it? Just like the game with the guide built in, or is it just like a completely separate guide like alongside it, or Bandai Namco Entertainment? So last year, just a guide. Okay. So last year we wound up doing the entire Dark Souls trilogy. I'd never played any of the Souls-like games before, and we started with Dark Souls 1 last year and got through the entire trilogy. We beat every boss of the Dark Souls trilogy. And now we are ready for Elden Ring. There are other Souls-like games I haven't played yet, like Bloodborne, like Demon Souls, that's a bit loud, isn't it? Oh, that's a decent bit loud. I'm gonna turn it down on OBS here to about here-ish. Does that seem like good audio leveling? Maybe something more like this? Let me know how I should adjust the audio levels for this. Let me know how I should do that. But yeah, so I haven't played a Sekiro, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, anything like that. I haven't played any of those. But we have now gotten through the whole Dark Souls trilogy in preparation here and such. Now, I know basically nothing about this game. I've seen the trailers, and that's it, really. And I've heard word of mouth from reviews that say that it's really good so far. I haven't actually seen any reviews, just word of mouth. I've only seen the trailers. I have not seen any gameplay at all. I am going into this, like, about as blind as you can get. Well, I guess not as blind as you can get, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm going into this very blind, essentially. But yeah, let's see here. Hello, medley of voices. Hope you're doing well today. The adventure guide, you guess, like a game manual games used to come with. Yeah, I guess like a digital version then in that case. So excited for this game. You can't play it until 4 hours from now due to time zones on this console. Yeah, it's supposed to be releasing tomorrow, the 25th of February. It's currently the 24th of February here, because apparently it's releasing like just a day earlier on PC than everywhere else. Welcome to the world of Elden Ring. So, oh, the D-pad is scroll. Wow, look at that. Where do you find all the memes for the broadcast messages in Discord? Sometimes in other Discord servers, sometimes just by Googling them, and I keep a folder of memes in preparation for going live, and I number them. And I post with them whenever I go live. Yeah, so the menu is very much like Dark Souls here. Just brightness until the image on the right is just barely visible. I mean, we're just gonna brighten it up like a smidge like that, just because I'm gonna be a little bit more comfortable there. I can see it no matter what, but yeah, let's see here. Also, go into offline mode. Don't know if they fixed the exploit that allowed your computer to be hacked. What? Is going into offline mode something that I can do, you know, after the game starts here? Because I don't think it's an option yet, right? Yeah, so these are things that we'll do here shortly, I guess. Cutscene? No cutscene yet. Okay, so I guess we'll get cutscenes after we make our character here. Vagabond. Oh, I have to use the D-pad. Weird. So Vagabond, Warrior, Hero, Bandit, Astrologer, Prophet, Samurai, Prisoner, Confessor, Wretch. Okay, so yeah, there are some Dark Souls similarities here already thus far. There's an exploit with Souls online service for all previous games, and don't know if they patched it for this. Really? Jeez. So one thing that I do like about going into this is, like, when we went into the whole Dark Souls trilogy last year, it was after these games had already been out for several years. So there was already, like, metas, and people already knew, like, what the best stuff that you could go with is, and yada yada, and there's already, you know, things that people are recommending me here. But now, with this new game, everyone's going into this blind, so who knows what's good, what's bad. I'll just go with, like, what seems spicy. Also, it's a small note, but I've talked before about how games make arguments in the way they portray different things, like gender, and I'll talk about games that have a custom character creator. There's a lot of games that'll be like, aha, the default is male, but there's like this side button that you can use to like switch to the female character option. What kind of arguments is this making by portraying the norm as the male character up front and the female character back? So I really like it when games like portray them on, you know, on equal footing, essentially. Have them like side by side like this, you know? It's good when games do that. They said they took care of the exploit, so no worries for Elden Ring. Okay, that's good there. So what might we want to do? Vagabond, warrior, hero, bandit, astrologer, prophet, samurai, prisoner, confessor, wretch. I think none of these last three. Not the prophet either. Maybe the hero. You're not wearing a whole lot of stuff. I mean, wait, can I check their, oh, I can't check their, yes, I can. Here it is. Sorry, I'm allergic to not realizing I can check it. So the stats in this game are Vigor, Mind, Endurance, Strength, Dexterity, Intelligence, Faith, Arcane. Okay. So some familiar terms there. Hello, Lochiblima. How are you doing well today? Arcane is luck. Okay. Ability like magic miracles or base melee. Probably just melee kind of stuff. I could always go with warrior. Is what I could do. You have an axe. Dad axe. Huh. Or bandit for funsies. I don't know. Good. How about myself? I'm doing pretty well. Just came fresh out of wrapping up Assassin's Creed Unity, and now we're ready to hop into this new game here that I'm kind of looking forward to. That I know basically nothing about. I'm gonna get, like, so screwed if I have, like, super low tax stuff there early. Hold on, let's see here. So you're much more dexterous, and you're a lot more equal, huh? It seems like. Slightly more intelligent there. More faith over here. Might not matter all that much. Look at you go, same boat. Everyone is so stoked on it, and you know nothing. Yeah, we covered Dark Souls last year, the whole trilogy. Maybe I'll just go with Warrior so that so that we get into this already. So we did Dark Souls 1 as the male character. We did Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2, there was a thing that you could, like, use to switch your character around. So we did, like, the first half of Dark Souls 2 as the male character, and the second half as the female character. And then Dark Souls 3 we played as the female character. So we had it, like, very even. We had it, like, very half and half, essentially, through the Dark Souls trilogy. So I don't have to necessarily do, like, either or to, like, balance it out to bring balance to the Force this time. But does anybody have, like, any preferences for what they might like to see? Any votes for whether I should play as the male or female character here? But yeah, gonna go more so for sorceries in this game. They look super sick, huh? Interesting. Are sorceries, like, even spicier nowadays? Also, power stancing is back in this game from Dark Souls 2, so if you have the right stats and weapons in both hands with similar attacks, you can dual wield. Interesting. Interesting. Always pick female characters if possible. That's just your personal preference. Gotcha. Do we have any other potential preferences here for which one we should do here? I think every body type has the same hair options. That's good, at least. I complain in games like Pokemon Legends Arceus about hair options being gender exclusive when I can't play as a male character that has hair like mine, you know? Because my hair is freaking long. A lot of people watching my videos oftentimes don't realize my hair is long when it's tied back like this, and just think that it's like part of my scarf, but no, that's all my hair. You know, as well, just like the way the model looks. All right, we got a couple votes for a female there. It seems like we might well be going with a female character for Elden Ring. Is what it's seeming kind of like. Well, let's see here. Sure, let's see here. More is fine with any. Well, let's see here. So, Harmonia. So you can do this. Oh, they just call it. Oh, wait, was this not the thing that we were just choosing from earlier? Or I don't even know. Age, young. I barely notice a difference between these two. I noticed, like, the marks of. I can switch to this layout briefly. Better show the face there. Same as earlier. Okay. Origin warrior. Oh, so you can just, like, choose better from here. Is the thing. Jeez. Kind of like the look of that one, though. I mean, I was leaning towards warrior here, but I like freaking black cloaks and stuff, you know? It's tempting. It is tempting. Some of these outfits are a choice. Look at this. Got like the cool black cloak and cape. I might just have to go with this one. Yeah, it does look like a miracle build, unfortunately. What I say unfortunately because I probably wouldn't want to go down that line, but like, you know, I can just like not build my stuff like that. It means I wouldn't have like the best starting stats for the stuff that I might actually want to go down. But yeah, I guess you probably can find capes all over the place. But like, it would always take me a while before I found like equipment that I really liked in the in Dark Souls games. So, Oh yeah, starting with the heal miracle can definitely help there. Why is my camera glowing? Oh, wait, the alert box isn't off, is it? I appreciate the follow there, Christian, if I'm saying that correctly there. Why'd the follow alert not go off? My camera overlay has started glowing. It recognizes it, but for whatever reason, the alert box didn't go off unless I missed it or something. What happens if I replay it? Okay, my alert box just isn't working today or something. I guess. I swear it was working earlier as a thing. But yeah, let's see here. Pre-ordered it earlier today, not knowing it came out tonight. Well, it comes out tonight on PC. Also, Mort is resubbing for 13 months. Why is my alert box not working? Hold on. My alert box just is not working. Properties. My alert box is not working today. I don't know why. It's on. It's just not showing anything. Well, this game has broken my Streamlabs alert box, I guess. Anyway, Mort is coming out of nowhere, subbing for 13 months with Prime. I know you can only use that. I'm doing this script. I know you can only use that sub in one place each month, so I appreciate you using it here now for 13 months. Welcome back to Team Anharmonic, and enjoy another month of the emotes and sub badges and all that fun stuff and whatnot. Been watching your YouTube for a minute, a little disconnected from Twitch, but super excited about Elden Ring. Okay, that makes sense. You got the Xbox One version. Yeah, so I don't know why it's releasing a day earlier on PC, but it just is. So we're playing on PC here, and that's the case. But yeah, welcome into the shenanigans. I'm so sorry that you got robbed out of an alert, but the Streamlabs just doesn't want to work today, I guess. Let's see here. No keepsake. The past has been well and truly left behind. Medallion inlaid with crimson amber increases maximum HP. The gold of grace shining in the eyes of the people of the lands between. Used to gain many runes. Is that what you used to level up now as runes or something? I don't know. A golden seed washed ashore from the lands between, said to reinforce sacred flasks. Is that like the new Estus flasks? Probably, yeah, they must be souls then, right? Ashes of small diminutive golems. Ashes are said to hold spirits within. 3 strange cracked pots that somehow mend themselves. A container for certain thrown items. 2 stone keys shaped like swords. Breaks the seal on imp statues but can only be used once. So they're like the kind of consumables like the, whatever the heck thingamabobs in Dark Souls games. Wait, which one was the key? Do you mean like this one? It can only be used once, which implies that like I should be able to get all the ones that I need in the world, like the Souls games, right? Yeah, the Pharaoh's Lockstones, that's what it was called. 5 sacred branches, or like the fragrant branches of yore, this just reminded me of. 5 sacred branches charged with beguiling power, said to originate from the demigod Miquela. 5 pieces of boiled prawn, boost physical damage negation. The crazed likeness of a noble whose eyes have been gouged out, attracts enemies' aggression. So, said to reinforce sacred flask. So probably this, right? Choose base template. So this is where you can, oh, so you can be in like whatever like class you want while having like the look / build of whatever. Oh, these aren't the classes. These are, wait. Oh, so you can, there's the more detailed customization here. So there's like these presets that you can do as an option, but you can do like the more detailed customization. I like a long hair myself. Let's see here. Let's see the detailed appearance. So, oh, there's different voices. That's cool. How do I sample? Maybe not that one. Okay, now I prefer the first one. Gosh darn, we're doing the first one. Oh my goodness. What options are there here, huh? Is it like, okay, you can go into blue, but you can't go into things like green or anything like that. Temporary colors. Alter face and hair. Just face template. Hold on, I guess I'll switch back to this layout for now. Better see this. Yeah, freaking imagine you're watching my stream or my channel or whatever the heck right during that moment, right when somebody walks in or something like that. What a time, huh? Sure, just that, I guess. Form emphasis. I don't really know what it's changing. I can't wait to see somebody make Waluigi in this game as best they can. Apparent age? You can't tell me the apparent age is 75. Okay, so it probably doesn't mean actual years, it's just a slider. I have no idea if this is like really changing a whole lot here. It moves so slowly. Oh, changed by 10. Oh, okay, I just noticed that on the bottom like a little bit late there. Sure, I don't know if that really changed much. Facial aesthetic. I don't know if I define it necessarily as masculine and feminine here. Feminine as like wider face and masculine as thinner face. I'm not sure that's exactly how that works. I might be wrong. I'm no expert on the field, but I don't know if masculine and feminine is the best way to describe the that bit to the face. Again, I don't really know, but but yeah, let's see here. Never gonna play this game, but you'll stop by and watch. Well, welcome into Sabi. Welcome into the shenanigans here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, it is always very strange, isn't it? I believe men have wider faces? So you're saying like it's probably the other way around? Is that a thing? Because like if it's a thing, I've never noticed either or, quite frankly. My good gracious. Again, I want to see like the first person that makes Waluigi in this game is what I want to see. Like here, that's what I want to see though. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that the hair options aren't gender exclusive, which is really good. Which is really, really nice. Is there anything that's like close to mine, huh? Huh, interesting. Let's see here. No, not happening. My hair is longer than that myself, but but that might be the closest option we get. Yeah. So like this probably is probably the closest thing that I can do, right? More prominent angular facial features. I never knew this, quite frankly. Never quite realized. Something like this. What kind of whoa. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, nobody appreciates the super long ponytail. Press Y for custom solar. Oh. Interesting. I might just go with this though, maybe. Yeah, you never have like the long ponytails in games. I guess it's also from like a programming perspective. It's like, you know, it's designed to be a thing that's part of, you know, this part of the model and not, you know, going further down than that, I guess. White hairs. Root darkness. Let's see here. Barely tell. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, I can make it like super shiny and stuff. I mean, my hair's pretty decently shiny. I mean, oh yeah, I guess there's that. Watching the long ponytail clip through everything else would be delightful. It totally would, wouldn't it? Let's see here. Do I really want to change stuff here a whole lot? Sure, that I guess. Sure. Facial hair. Hmm. It's almost tempting. I might not, but it is almost tempting. Very tempting. Saying mustache, yes, do it. I'm worried that these are things that you might not be able to change later. That's what I worry about. Oh, eyes. Oh, you can change the... Wait. You can have 2 different eye colors? That's sick! Hold on. No. How do I change it? How do I change this? How do I change it from like... Oh, just like this, I guess? Is what I do? So like... Whoa. We can have 2 different eye colors, it's so cool! Been a feature since Bloodborne, I never knew that. Huh. That's cool. I like that. I like how you can do 2 different colors, that's really cool. I like that. That's a cool feature. Yeah, let's go with that. Meh. Meh. This is actually really cool. Cosmetics? My goodness gracious, you could just get lost in the character creator here for 3,000 years if you really wanted to. Like, my goodness gracious. This is actually pretty insane. Huh. This game has been in development since the release of Dark Souls 3 DLC, so a good while now then. Yeah, they really have come a long way, huh? This is probably one of the craziest and most in-depth character creators I've ever seen before. Similar face? Oh, so you can, if you don't want to go through like all the stuff, you can choose from like some preset kind of structures, I guess. That's cool! And you can freaking save designs and load them! Oh, that's cool! That's cool. I like that. Alright, so now cutscenes? Now do we, wait. Hold on. Okay, just making sure my hotkeys are working correctly because the alert box was being weird earlier. Could save design since Bloodborne. Interesting. Let's go with this. Sure, let's start the game with this character. That's a loading symbol that very much gives me those Dark Souls vibes.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome Dung-Eater, and Sir Gideon Othmere, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
Knew the ring. Yeah, does me, does my job here. I'm gonna go do the thing. Okay. So, yeah, stole that button to attack. So I can do that. Does this not use stamina? Interesting. Interesting. So that's a pre-order gesture, huh? Good message. Praise the Elden Ring. Appraisal's 9,999. Seek pickle. Okay. So yeah, similar kind of controls. Yeah, to what I'm used to. Then heavy strike here. Don't use stamina when you are in combat. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. Huh, okay. Oh, Y is the button to pick it up. Tarnished Wizen's finger. Though the path be broken and uncertain, claim your place as Elden Lord. Okay, first off, are you ready? Yeah, so it's the same kind of, well, for the most part, controls as Dark Souls. There's a jump button now. Huh. So yeah, I can jump now. Chapel of Anticipation. My good gracious, the graphics of this game. Which, speaking of, like, is that something that I can change around? Do we have things on high? Sound and display. Network, controller settings, graphics. Quality settings, maximum. Advanced settings. Well, how do I apply? Oh, I guess apply these things, return to the title menu. Oh. So should I, like... Yeah, so let's try this really quickly. Because I'm running a 3070 in this machine. It should be able to, make this game look extra nice, not looking. I mean, it already looks extra nice. We're not gonna set resolution to 8K. I don't know if Twitch even accepts 8K streams, and the monitor in front of me is not, it's not even like 4K or anything like that, so I literally wouldn't be able to see it even if it was. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, there's a jump button, which is just mind-boggling, like in Breath of the Wild, where that's the first game where Link can just jump normally. Yeah, it's so crazy to actually have a jump button. I'm gonna have to jump off the edge, aren't I? Our camera controls, yeah, I figured. Elden Ring has fantastic graphics from what you've seen. Oh yeah, like, the last couple Bandai Namco games of freaking Tales of Arise and now Elden Ring, my good. No, no. Oh my. I almost had my first death right there. Praise the jump button, indeed. Elden Ring. We're here. But yeah, I think the graphic settings have to be changed in the title screen options. I think that it should just secret passage. I think that should just be like updated now that we like reloaded the game, right? But yeah, sad about this game's performance on console. Doesn't even lock to 60 FPS on Xbox Series X or PS5. It doesn't? That's unfortunate there. Ah, bridge! Oh man, yeah, if I didn't have a jump button there, I would have died. And if there wasn't, you know, that one beam there, I also would have died. I love the cloak movement and stuff. I mean, the Dark Souls games had it pretty well as well, but now it's like better, you know? Like, oh, look at that cape movement, so cool. What is this? Yeah, probably switches to 60 FPS mode on new consoles, huh? Time for gesturing. Oh yeah, how do you do the gesture? Oh, this is the map. Oh, with a map menu, you can check your current position and terrain buildings from the surrounding area. You can also freely place beacons of night to serve as landmarks as you explore. Oh, that's awesome! Lastly, through your map, you can select any site of grace that you've discovered and travel there instantaneously. So this is gotta be like bonfires, right? Or there are some dungeons in other areas where this cannot be done. I see Rise there redeeming absolutely nothing, only the best point redemption ever. How are you doing today? Welcome to the shenanigans here. Huh. So there's still blood stains like in Dark Souls. Can I not see people dying here? Also, yeah, I do have a Assassin's Approach and Urgent Heal. So I do start out with a healing thing with this. So, what? No! No! Gosh darn it. Oh, that's a cool loading screen. I'm doing pretty alrighty myself. Gosh dang, I'm back here again. I can't believe this. Yeah, so I think those runes, I see them at the bottom right there. Oh, gestures are here. Oh, interesting. And then I can assign things to the pouch there. Alright, I'm not gonna jump for that message anymore. I guess, you know what they say, curiosity killed the cat. You know? Oh, man. Guess that's what happened. Wait, what's this on the map? Wait. Oh, that's my thing. Let's go recover my nothing. I wonder if I can load custom textures into this game like I could Dark Souls. Achieve lost runes. Yeah, runes are souls. Okay. Oh, there's no message with it. Cause in in Dark Souls we had like the oh thank F for us recovering our souls, and that was super funny. This has gotta be the first boss right here, right? This 100% has to be it. Is there gonna be a cutscene or fall damage has been decreased? Thank goodness for that. Yeah, that's a fog wall there. Good luck. Grafted Scion, huh? Okay. So if I run in the... Yeah, okay, so that uses stamina. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm already sucking. How do I use the urgent heal? Oh, is it scripted? What? What is happening? Am I in water now? What happened? I guess it was scripted. We'll probably come back and beat that guy up later.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on her side. We found her here after all. One of her kind is sure to seek The Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
New flask of crimson tears. Ah, so that's like the new Estus flask then, huh? Okay. Flask of cerulean tears. Okay, so that's gotta be the one that like restores magic then, right? That's what that's gotta be. So like, yeah, so I have one of those and then 3 of, I imagine these are Healy things, right? Glug! Sunny D. Cave of Knowledge lies below. Interesting. Interesting. You have a beardy? I love beardies. Beardies are great. I mean, I guess there's a way forward there, but take the plunge. So you get bonus rewards for being the boss, then you die to something else like Demon Souls? Is that how it was handled? And that? Fine. Fine, Mr. Ghost. Yeah, I know. I know about using the items. I just did it a second ago. Interesting. Okay, so these like the new bonfires then? Yeah, Sites of Grace. Resting at a Site of Grace will restore your HP, FP, and cleanse any status ailments. It'll also refill your sacred flasks. Okay, yeah. However, most of the enemies you defeated will be revived. You can find Sites of Grace by going where light converges. These explanations are required in the form of info items that can be accessed from inventory at any time. Okay, yeah. Whoops, dang it! That's the jump button now. Lost Grace discovered rather than bonfire lit. Interesting. Oh, look at this menu! Allocate flask charges. Okay. This menu, you can allocate the number of uses in each of your flasks. You have a set total of maximum flask uses. You can decide how many of those are for the HP replenishing flask of Crimson Tears, and how many are for the FP replenishing flasks of Cerulean Tears. Okay. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and just do this for now. That's what I'll do. And then increase amount replenished by wait, I have a sacred tier. What is that gold? I got a golden seed as my thingamabob, right? Do I have a sacred tier? Okay, it's asking me anyway. I'd charge the flask. Ah, yes. There we go. Okay. So yeah, now I have 5. Okay, yeah. Pastime, early day. Oh, look at that. So there's day-night cycles. You can pass time there. Oh, that's cool. With the Memorize Spells menu, you can memorize sorceries and incantations. You must have a staff equipped to cast sorceries. Do I have one in my inventory already? Or a Sacred Seal equipped to cast incantations? Okay. Casting sorceries and incantations consumes FP. Your memory slots determines the number of sorceries and incantations you can memorize. You can increase your memory slots by obtaining a memory stone. Okay, so I only have these 2 right now. So the 2 that I have right now are Urgent Heal, which restores heals a small amount of HP, and Assassin's Approach silences footsteps, reduces fall damage / sound. Okay. Interesting. There's also Weather. Okay, so miracles are incantations now. It's much easier to recover FP flasks in this game. Huh. Sort chest. Storing the chest. With this menu, you can place items that you're carrying into the chest for storage or take stored items out of the chest. If you're already carrying the maximum number of items, when you pick up a new item, it'll be stored in the chest automatically. Hold on, let's see here. So, equipment. With the equipment menu, you can equip armaments, arrows, bolts, armor, talismans, and items. Ah, my throat's being weird. You can equip up to 3 armaments, each to your left and right hands. The actions each armament performs will vary based on which hand is wielding it. Okay. So let's see here. Finger Seal. Strike. So, yeah, those are my only things I have right now. So, how do I cast my thingamabobs? So, okay, so I do use the Finger Seal. Okay. Gotcha. So I can do that if need be. Okay, let's go ahead and restore our FP like this. real quick then. There we go. Okay. Okay. You can charge up your spells as well, apparently. What, like hold it down longer, do you mean? Like that? Here's tapping it. Okay, maybe not that one. Is there a way that you can turn the HUD to always be showing? Let's see here. Assassin approach. To buff effects. Okay, so if I charge this one. I don't know. I don't know. Should be a way in the options. I might not want to just because, like, if there's no HUD, then it'll make it a lot easier on me down the line for making thumbnails for this series. Because if there's a HUD, then I need to, like, crop in past the HUD to, you know, get good screenshots to, you know, make thumbnails and stuff. So I might just leave it off and try to get used to that. So that's my reasoning there. I will still need to, like, crop in past my camera and potentially chat if there's stuff going on there. Or if there's just like a cutscene happening where I have these off anyway, then in those cases it won't matter. But for like all the parts that don't have that, then there's that. Also, can I two-hand still? No. So Y is now the interact button rather than the switch to two-hand button since A is jumping. So is there backstabbing? Oh, sweet! A free colonoscopy on the house just for you. You can two-hand? Okay, so it's probably just like a different button then. Well, not that one. That's the, I should have realized that was the Healy button there. Don't know how to though. Okay. Screw it. I'm going back to the thing. Now that I used one of my flasks, one of my 5 flasks. I'm probably not gonna need 5 flasks through here, but I'm gonna feel better about, it'll teach you soon. Okay. Okay then. Yeah, so let's get that back. That's what we shall do. I wish there was like a quicker way to like open the HUD. I guess I can just press up on the D-pad and then there's that without even switching spells. So I guess that'll just be my strat to do that. Hey pal, you want a free colonoscopy? There you go, free of charge. First one's free. My goodness, that gets loud. Is the audio leveling okay, by the way? Or is it too loud? Is it too quiet compared to my voice? You can memorize sorceries and incantations at sites of grace. So have a staff equipped to cast sorceries or a sacred seal equipped to cast incantations. Yada yada. Audio's fine. Okay, that's good. That's good there. That's very good. I might turn down like my own volume in my headphones because some of these louder effects are getting pretty loud. Praise the roll. Like what, to break stuff? Hi pal. Guarding. Use an armament in your left or both hands to guard against incoming attacks. Guarding is especially effective when done with a shield. Guarding consumes stamina. If your stamina runs out, your stance will be broken. How's the input buffer? Huh. Like, if I, oh. It's something like that. So if I do it really fast like that, then it won't, but if I do that, then, oh. No? Something like that-ish. So the input buffer is roughly about that, is what the input buffer is like. So, it'll hopefully be okay. Let's see here. What Souls games have you played before? We played the entire Dark Souls trilogy last year, doing all bosses, and that's it there. You can avoid enemy attacks with a dodge roll or backstep. Both these actions consume stamina. Okay. Oh yeah, I never really used backsteps a whole lot in, I should have used them a whole lot more, shouldn't I have? My goodness, you charged that up for 3,000 years. I'm probably not going to be relying on parrying a whole lot. Probably not. I'm also going to adjust my microphone a little bit because it's currently set up in such a way that it like perfectly blocked the runes or whatever it is at the bottom right. So there we go. Now I can see it a bit clearer. Yeah. Jumping. It's so weird to have jumping. Oh, hi. Yeah, I know about dashing. How very dashing. I'm allergic to dashing, unfortunately. Wielding armaments. Each hand can be equipped with up to 3 armaments, allowing you to toggle between them. Armaments can also be two-handed, making attacks more difficult to repel with shields and boosting effective strength by 50%. Okay. So yeah, they're switching those ones there. And then Y and L. Okay, so it's Y in conjunction with that associated thingamabob. So if I do Y and this, I'll two-hand my shield, right? Heck yeah! And then doing this, I'll two-hand that. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I've still got allergies, though. Is the thing. Bam! Free colonoscopy! I appreciate the 5 bits there, Mythic.
More harmonious
allergic to everything today.
Yeah, I'm just allergic to everything today. I don't know why my sniffles are so bad today. I apologize, but it's just the way that that is. So bad at video games, so you don't really want this that much, but everyone's gonna say it's the best game in the universe and you're ready not to play it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I never even heard of it until I started doing like Dark Souls kind of stuff, despite it being like the most anticipated game of the year for 2 years in a row at the Game Awards or whatever the heck. But, you know, with me doing mostly stuff on Nintendo consoles and whatnot, it was one that hadn't really caught my attention before, but now I'm kind of glad it has. I'm not gonna be like on the super duper hype machine that, you know, so much of the internet is, but I am here to like play this and have a good time and stuff. I'm worried that I mistimed that at first. So you were the dude that was like shooting at me above earlier, is what you were. Okay, are there dash attacks? Let's find out. Oh, skills. Armaments have special abilities called skills. Skills are highly varied and range from powerful attacks to temporary effects. Using skills consumes FP. Well, I can't use it right now because right now it's just the parry is the thing that is right now. Dash attack? Okay, so that's a dash attack. Is there like a heavy dash attack? Ow. Okay, heavy dash attack. Let's see here. So that's a heavy dash attack. Interesting. Interesting. Personally, buy Horizon Forbidden West over this. That I'm not familiar with, I'm sorry to say. The hype for this game has been unreal. It's getting Breath of the Wild ratings from critics, which is crazy. This series used to feel more niche to most journalists. That's really crazy to see there. Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot of stuff has been coming out about this game, and I've seen from Twitter that apparently a lot of people are like comparing this to Breath of the Wild, of being like, oh, Breath of the Wild sucks, this is where it's at, or something like that. Is something that I've seen going around, and apparently a lot of people are getting like mad about that, being like, don't diss Breath of the Wild. So apparently there's like some small Twitter wars that are going on with that. Crouch makes it easier for your enemies to discover you, especially effective in tall grass. What is this, Legends Arceus? Attacking an enemy that hasn't noticed you will cause more damage than usual. Okay. Okay, super sneaky. If you block an attack and press RT, you do a counter. So I don't need to parry. I can just block, because I would have figured that I would have to parry in order to get the counter. Is just blocking good enough now? Is that how it works? Yeah, look at, whoops. Dang it, I thought this was Legends Arceus for a hot second, so I pressed the associated button to crouch. Well, it's a different button. Parry, but the shield counter is slightly different. Oh. Interesting. Visions of defeat. What, is there a boss in there? I imagine so, right? So how blind are the enemies in this? Stance breaking. Some attacks may break an enemy's stance, giving you a chance to perform a critical hit. Charge attacks and jump attacks make it particularly easy to break an enemy's stance. So I can hold it to charge attack. RT while jumping. There's jump attacks? What is this, Legend of Zelda? Hold on. RT while jumping to jump attack. What? Oh my goodness, it's literally like Legend of Zelda. What if I do like the weaker attack button? Okay, then I just do like the swing. Yeah, it's like a freaking Link jump slash is what it is. Wow. Didn't expect jump attack. Yeah, I didn't expect that either. Wow, okay. They might, I mean, it's probably a bit too early to say for sure if how well the backstabs are in here. Upon dying, you will be revived at the last site of grace that you visited. However, if there is a stake of Marika near where you die, you can choose to be revived there instead. Oh. Interesting. So like alternate revival points. Somebody put a message up here already. Interesting. Huh. So they make that stun sound. You can approach them and press R1 to do a critical hit. Oh? So you're saying like if I land this, then I can, like I took them off guard and then I can approach and do a critical hit? Is what you're saying? Why are the fog walls like all yellow in this one? Alright, is there gonna be a cutscene with this? Or Soldier of Godric? Okay, so tutorial boss time. That's, I do like that, that stake kind of thing above there. You can perform a counter attack immediately after blocking an enemy attack. Huh. Guard counters make it easy to break an enemy's stance. RT immediately after blocking an attack. Guard counter. Interesting. Let's see here. So if I block a thing. Oh! 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 Oh, that's nutty! Wow. Enemy felled. Well, that has been the easiest first boss in one of these kinds of games I've ever seen. I guess because it did just exist for like tutorial sake. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, what a pathetic fellow, huh? Once you break their stance, you'll be able to do the equivalent of a backstab, but to the front of the enemy. Interesting. Huh. Huh. Dark Souls trading paid off for that hard boss. Yeah, it sure did. That boss was actually super duper hard. I just made it look easy. Whoa, a bit of lag there. Huh. Actually makes shield blocking builds viable. It's crazy. Whoa. Strength. Oh. So maybe I couldn't have gone through. We're back to here again. So maybe I couldn't have gone through there if I tried to go through there immediately, because that seemed very important for tutorials. That's what that seemed like. If only I had a sleep. Okay. Whoa, lag. As it's like loading the area, I guess. That's a cool level design. Oh, so you probably could, but that's just to skip the tutorial bit. Okay. Interesting. That's a really interesting design, actually. Okay, another thing. Is this just because it hasn't loaded yet, or can you traverse it? Well, I guess you can see it there, so it's clearly loaded it. It's your favorite merchant cracker here telling you about an amazing deal. Would you like a host while I give it to you for $0.00? Great deal, is it not? It totally is. Hello, hello, Kraken. How are you doing today? They include the ghost of the chair to make sure players realize there was a pit there. Huh. That's actually really cool design. Was my, okay, yeah, I have all, oh, I need a rest because I'm missing like a smidge of my HP. Whoops. I do need to rest for a second to get my HP back, even if I do have all my flasks. Okay. Let's see here. Cooperative multiplayer. Use tarnished furled finger to write a gold summon sign. They always use like the weirdest names. Cooperative multiplayer will begin once you have been summoned by a player from another world. You will take the role of an ally, furled finger, and your objective is to defeat the area boss. The compass at the top of the screen indicates the direction of the summoner. Host of fingers. Okay. Jolly cooperation. Heck yeah. Whoops. I'm so used to pressing A for things. It's so weird to use it for... So weird to use Y. Like, I'll get used to it, I'm sure. I should be supposed to say pleasure. Yeah, pleasure to have business with you. Read message. Try lever. I'll try it if I can. I don't think I can. I don't think I can try lever. Or at least not right now. Does this say, yep. Okay, it is something like that. Okay. Okay. Well then. Great D&D session today. That's cool to hear. Are you going to be playing any Elden Ring by chance? Okay, so yeah, the lever pulls up to that current level. So, yeah, just in case. Just in case something up here kills me, that'll save me some time later. Oh, nice, nice. Didn't expect Elden Ring. Behold, Elden Ring! Wow! Okay. Let's open. Oh, this is like a freaking Skyward Sword dungeon door opening. Whoa! Limgrave. Holy crap! Wow. Very much wow. Okay. Well, exploration is key. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I will keep that in mind there. But yeah, definitely not the kind of thing for everyone. But Macedon has secrets and dungeons in every area. So it's like a lot more open world kind of style then, huh? Oh my goodness. If this was Xenoblade Chronicles X, I'd just jump off right now. With no fear. First completely open world game from FromSoft, huh? Wow. Wow. Missed the first sight of Grace in the open world? What do you mean I missed it? I just got here. How would I miss it already? Oh, what? Well, I'm going this way. Yeah, here it is. Oh man, I'm still allergic and stuff though. If only I didn't have allergies. Lost Grace discovered. And nice Kraken. Grace exists to guide the Tarnished and lead them along the proper path. Even now, some sites of Grace retain that power. Their golden rays will guide you along your way. My goodness. The map! Use your map to check your current position, as well as the terrain and surrounding structures. You can update your map with new information by finding map fragments at stels along the road. You can also use the map to freely place beacons of light to serve as landmarks as you explore. Huh. So if I do that, for example... Oh, look at that! Yeah, it's like the waypoints in Skyward Sword. I like that. How many can you place down? Okay, you can place 5 down. That's pretty nice. That is very, very nice there. I like that. Was frame rate good for me on max settings? I mean, I don't have like an FPS count. I don't know exactly what it is, but it seems to be pretty nice. Seems to be pretty fine. I mean, from what I can tell, at least. Maybe a little bit of dipping. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we?
And do I have the deal for you?
Between for the Elden Ring? Hmm?
Yeah, I guess
Of
so.
course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
Wow, you really have to rub it in.
Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an
I forgot to take off a waypoint. Whoops.
the round table hold, you are fated, it seems,
Yeah, well,
die in obscurity.
very different platforms, but still not wrong. Can't believe I forgot to take that out.
Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope.
I've got allergies to this shining ray of hope.
Me, Vare. Take care to listen.
Okay.
Are you familiar with grace?
No.
The golden light that gives life to you, tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times.
Appreciate the 5 bits mythic. I'm probably not allergic to that.
Not allergic to more
A
bits.
path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance
Huh.
holds the answers. It will lead you, tarnished, to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles games look incredible for the hardware that they run on, for sure, but
Grace's
yeah, I do see where you're coming
guidance
from
will
there.
reveal the path
But yeah,
forward,
it's nice
most
cracking.
certainly. To Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff.
Is that castle over there is where I should go?
Decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
Sorry, I'm sorry about my sniffling, man. I'm trying to take you seriously, but like,
Set off, I should think.
okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm on my way! Okay, no fall damage there. If that was Dark Souls, I would have taken damage there. Are you enemies? Are you mean? Okay, so there are stuff that the freaking Autobots roll out. Okay. Rolling out like a Geodude there. So there's actually creatures that exist in this world that aren't trying to kill you. Interesting. You'll probably try to kill me. If you rest at the site, you think you get the horse and level up feature now. Interesting. I'll try then. I'll try and see if it unlocks that. There are world bosses. Okay, what's this? Oh man, something that's making me sniffle more. Summoning pools. In each area you may find effigies of martyrs. These effigies are summoning pools. You'll find it easy to summon other players at these locations, as co-op and hostile summoning signs created with smaller effigies gather at summoning pools. Interesting. Small golden effigy. Okay. But yeah, they look good just at a low resolution, so people let that ruin the entire game for them. For you think it's definitely worth dealing with. Yeah. Like, on a console that gets to be like a home console and handheld, I think that's pretty nice there. So, okay, maybe not quite yet. Maybe not quite yet, but at some point in the near future here, then. So, is this gonna be one of these bosses that's geared specifically to destroy you? And give you an idea of, you know, what's going on here? It is a world boss! Uh-oh. Ah! Whoops. That was input buffer there. Woo! Oh, I wasn't expecting the follow-up strike. Woo! So I assume you can just avoid him if you want to. Whoa. Woo! Whoa, a little bit of frame rate. I could change the settings to high instead of maximum. Oh yeah, the frame rate's a little bit weird there. I'll change it after this boss then, in that case. Ow! After this boss kills me, I'll change it. Whoa, he got me with the backswing, wow. Ah! My goodness. So I assume that this is a, this is probably a boss that's, some stuttering issues you've heard, huh? And this was one from a demo, huh? Again, I know, like, nothing about this game, so I mean, there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna change it to high instead of maximum. Death. Upon dying, you'll be revived at the last site of grace that you visited. You'll drop a runes in your possession at the site of your death. If you die again before reclaiming those runes, so it's the same as souls. Comes at the top of the screen indicates the direction of the lost runes. That's nice. That's nice there, but I am gonna have to change things here. Whoops. So yeah, if this has the stuttering kind of issues, I'm gonna change it to high instead of maximum. So wait, do I need to restart the game for the It doesn't say that I need to restart for okay, no, it does say that I do need to do that. Okay. So let's reload the world. And then we should be so bright, flashbanging me. So I should be on high settings now when we load back in. So I assume that you know, the very first like boss that you do for the tutorial is designed to be super easy for like tutorial's sake. But then like the very first one in the world is designed to be like super hard to give you the impression of like, you can try to beat him now, or you can you know, just come back later when you're stronger, because he's quite mean. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. But yeah, how does it feel to play a Souls-like game at the same time as everyone else? There's no guides or overpowered metas yet, which you think is super refreshing. Yeah, everyone making discoveries at the same time is really, really fun. Yeah, that's one of the things I was mentioning earlier in the stream, is when I was playing the Dark Souls trilogy last year, that was after they had already all been out for like years, and there's like metas, and there can be people coming into the stream that tell me like all the meta stuff to do and like ways to go and stuff like that. But I'm doing this at the same time as everyone else. Everyone's going into this blind here. It's kind of cool. Gosh darn it. Whatever. Also destructible terrain, huh? Oh, I could definitely check out the advanced settings, see if there's anything in there. Anything that might be super spicy. But it might be fine now on high settings. Maybe. Alright, let's go down here. Let's go down this way. Like, I'm sure I could just avoid you. And I probably will just wind up having to avoid you, but like... Hi. I'm a little bit sketched out by like your backswings. Okay, yeah, there's still a bit of frame rate issues. Gosh darn it. Okay. Oh, that doesn't restore a whole lot, does it? Whoa! Oh, I thought you were gonna swing there. Okay. I'm sketched out on the stomp. No. Okay. I missed. He's getting stuck on the pool. Here comes the stomp. Whoa. Okay, so I should probably try to time it when he's doing the stomp. Okay. Oh, I got so lucky that that strike there didn't hit me, and that one too. Ow, that one did though. Okay. Uh-oh, whoa, okay. Yeah, I rolled way too early there, holy crap. My goodness, this game is pretty, but imagine having performance issues on RTX 3070. Yeah, I mean, my motherboard and CPU aren't exactly top of the line or anything like that. But they're pretty decent, and I mean, I can check some of these advanced settings. So I can do, whoa, the rain looks really cool. Hold on. Let's see here. So, advanced settings. I wish that it showed like a metric of like about how much each of them weighed or something like that, but hold on a hot second here. Square off, huh? Hi. Okay. Oh, dang it. Wow. Wow, okay. An i7 8700. Honestly, it's a really good processor for gaming. Is that the same one as I have? I don't remember my other parts off the top of my head, but I'm fairly certain it's that, right? But yeah, like how much VRAM it uses like with some PC games, huh? Gotcha. I like the loading screens, those are cool. Oh, now it's not raining anymore. I actually really like the look of the rain, it was pretty cool. It was pretty neato. How far can I lock on from? So about that far. About that far seems to be the lock-on range. Whoa, that was close. Okay. Whee! Whoa! Yeah, the frame rate there, not exactly the best. Okay. 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 How about no? Okay. Whoa! Yeah, the frame rate is a little bit wonky at times. Whoops. That was a little bit dumb on my part. Yeah, yikes. I might have to turn things down even more, quite frankly. Uh-oh. Dang it. No! Gosh darn it! Do I actually have to turn things down even more? The frame rate is super sketchy here. CPU or GPU that's getting maxed out. According to Task Manager on my screen up there, I was at about 70% CPU during that boss fight. It's down to 50% now. Is the thing. Elden Ring is using about 45% of 50% of my CPU now when actually, you know, in the game rather than loading, it seems like. Yeah, so it's at about 50% CPU at the moment. Is a thing. For a total of like 90% across everything that I have running, I guess. Okay. Let's see here. Wow. I'm just saying the frame rate sucks. I didn't say the frame rate sucks, therefore I lost. I said nothing of the sort. It's hard to tell tone sometimes when it comes to writing and whatnot, but yeah. I mean, all my tabs are like super important for my editing and whatnot. But I can always try. I can always close down Firefox in general, but like I have a lot of tabs that I've been using. Let's just see here. I might turn things down potentially. Maybe. Yeah, it's really sketchy, quite frankly. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Time to spam roll. Whoa. I'm at 75% CPU right now looking up, so I assume it's probably a GPU thing. Rather than my CPU being pushed to its limit. Hello, Dom. I pressed B. Oh yeah, I could show my inputs on screen. I did that at some points during Dark Souls. I'm fairly certain. Like, do I have the thing still? This. There. It's my inputs. I can just move it like, I don't know, here. So it's like by the camera, similarly out of the way for when I'm like cropping things for thumbnails later, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where is a good place to put this here. Not quite certain. But yeah, let's just see here. I could try the my goodness gracious, I'm so allergic. Yeah, I could always try tinkering with some things for sure. Is what I could do. Mayhap. Hi there. Hello. How are you doing today, Dom? I missed. Oh my good gracious, that frame rate though. Yeah, I gotta turn it down. That's what I gotta do. Okay. Whoa! Jeez, that's a lot of strikes there, isn't it? Okay. Dang it! My good gracious, stop. That is so many strikes in a row. Holy crap. Come on! Okay. Can't really punish that one. Or maybe I can very slightly. I don't know if I can do this at this point. At least not without, you know, trying a bazillion times. Really? Well, it's nice. But yeah. If this game is actually maxing out at 3070, you gotta be scared of this game for reasons beyond just difficulty. Yeah. I can change things to, like, medium. That's why I can, is what I can try, but like... And then, reload real quick. Like this. Yeah, I feel like this is a boss that's specifically designed to, absolutely destroy you and be like, okay, gotta come back to this one later. Is what this boss is very clearly designed for. Which is why I kind of want to do it now. At the same time, I kind of don't want to do it right now, because I know that, you know, I'm taking up time that could be used doing anything else, and, you know, I'm sure that a lot of people tune into the stream and whatnot here want to see what else there is going on here in Elden Ring and whatnot, but like, but you know, hi, I missed. Ah. Wow, I'm bad. Holy crap. Nice miss. Okay. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Well, you know, about that. Yeah, the question arises, commit to this boss or keep on playing the video game with more other stuff is the question. Commit. Let's recover my nothing real quick. Oh, never mind, that's not the right button anyway. Why do I keep missing that first attack every time? I'm still getting some frame issues. Not as many, but like, it's still happening. Pull. Hello, hello, Ben. Wow. Gosh darn it. Crud. Okay. Dang, I didn't think you were gonna follow up strike there. Okay. Whoa. Ah. Whoa. Ah. No. No. Yeah, I'm still getting frame rate issues on medium settings on my 3070. My goodness gracious. So, I don't know what's going on then. in that case. Yeah, the, PC version here doesn't seem to be, doing exactly the best. I swear I changed it to medium, right? Yeah, it's on medium. This is on medium settings on a 3070. Huh. Hopefully there's, whoa, I should have done my first attack during that. What am I doing? Whoa, crud. Okay, let's see here. No! What? That hit me! I rolled to avoid the horse trampling me and I got smackarooed. Tips for streaming is essentially the biggest tip for, well, I guess I should say the biggest two tips are: one, have a good microphone, because if you have bad audio quality, then most often people aren't going to tell you have bad audio quality. They're most likely just going to go onto a stream that has better audio quality. And two is try to always be talking. Try not to have like, well, not always per se, but try not to have like spans where you're not really talking for all that long of a time. Is the thing, because if you're not talking for like 20 seconds or something like that, and somebody, gosh dang it, stops into your stream during those 20 seconds, they're gonna leave. Is the thing. So mic quality and be consistently talking are the two most important things about streaming. Jeez, yeah, this is not exactly being handled super well, is it? I don't know how that didn't hit me, but I'll take it. Okay, I got very barely tapped there. Wow. Dang it. This gets tricky because the horse itself can damage you as well. So even when you're rolling at a certain time to like avoid his swings and his lance and whatnot, the horse can still potentially catch you. And that's what is making this whole thing a lot trickier. If it wasn't possible for the horse to trample you or like butt you, then this would be a lot easier. Yeah, it's a big old horse. is a big old horse rat there. I might not be able to do it. You see if you can get under half health, I can try that. Why do I keep missing that first attack every time? Oh my goodness, the input buffer almost screwed me. It didn't screw me, but it almost did. Yeah, the horse throws me off. Dang it. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, I hate the big windups. I pressed B, I swear. Yeah, you always get caught by the horse. My good gracious. It's always the horse. Yeah, I'll just go get the best sword in the game and then come back real quick. That's what I will do. It's always the horse knocking you in some weird way. Huh. Okay. This away, Limgrave. But yeah. That's a good question if there's iframes attached to a certain stat. Well, alright, let's try not to miss my first attacks this time. Wait, the blocking thing. If I'm not two-handing. Whoa, 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 wait here. Hold on. If I'm not two-handing. Whoops. Hold on. The whole blocking thing in this game. I tried to parry. Hold on a hot second. I have a feeling that this dude might not care about my blocking, but it's just now occurring to me that I could try, you know? Yeah, I would hope that that's not a stat for iframes. So there isn't. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's see here. So if I try this. Okay, that takes a decent bit of my stamina, but... Oh, that just deletes all my stamina there. Okay. Yeah, so blocking is definitely not the play against this guy. Definitely not when it comes to this guy, I don't think. Yeah. But yeah, severe anger issues wouldn't be able to cope with this. Like, so far this isn't seeming too bad here, because, I mean, it's also with the knowledge that, you know, I can leave this boss at any time. Like, if this was a requirement at this point in the game, then we might have a problem. But since it's not... Oh my goodness, that frame rate. That time I will 100% sure blame the flame rate. I mean, this is clearly designed for me to come back to it sometime later. Something to tell you how difficult some of the bosses can be, and then come back to sometime later when you're, like, way higher level and stuff, you know? The rain in this game looks really cool. Mr. Dudo. Mr. Haunt Sky. Okay, I can get 2 attacks in there. Cool. Okay. Always the horse. Okay. Darn it. Okay. Oh, I thought he was gonna strike down after that too. Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness, he goes so far with that though. Okay. Yeah, that horse dash freaking really screws me. Yeah, that's the one he goes super far on. Oh my goodness, this frame rate. Oh, the backswing. Okay, not super far that time because he got like caught on the rock and stuff. Nice, clipped him. Dang it. Didn't realize he was gonna follow up there. But yeah, let's see here. What reviewers have been saying about the game is that it's more approachable since you can pick and choose when to fight certain stuff instead of having to follow a linear path. Yeah, that's a nice thing there. Yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, if I had, like, the equipment and levels right now, that this boss probably would have been done by now. Like, I'm starting to get, like, a pretty decent idea of his attack patterns at this point. I've got the knowledge here and there. I'm getting the knowledge, at least. So I can get 2 hits in immediately before he does the first attack. Like that. I have just enough time to roll. Oh, dang it. Ah. Well, that's the thing about these kinds of games. Is like, you make one mistake, or like one mistake leads into like another small mistake, or one small mistake leads into an input buffer mistake. Then you kind of get screwed. Is the thing. So like, what makes it hard is the fact that you need to play like near perfectly in order to win. I mean, I wouldn't have to play as near perfectly if I had the levels and stuff. Okay. No follow-up strike from that. Okay, the horse slammed down. Okay. Okay. I rolled way too early there, holy crap. I wonder if that one I should roll back, because on that attack he always like charges past me. So if I want to better capitalize on the opening, if I roll back, I'll be a little bit closer to him after he's gone past me. And I might be able to get 2 hits in rather than 1. Maybe, it's an idea. Rolling back does seem a little bit sketchier in terms of the possibility of the attack actually hitting me though. So maybe I should try rolling to the side or something like that. Get like a nice middle ground. I rolled super early there again, holy crap. But yeah, I mean, streaming on consoles is typically just using a capture card. That's what the most reliable method is. I know that there are some platforms that have like a built-in streaming thingamabob that's possible, but the standard way is with a capture card. Is the way, typically. Alright, let's see here. Whoops, I started crouching. I was like, what the heck? Okay. Still got my sniffles. Whoa, I got so lucky there, holy crap. Jeez. No backswing? Oh, I thought you were gonna follow-up swing from there and you didn't. You're a little bit of a psycho. Yeah, I'm still having some frame issues. Oh, dang it, right as I said I was gonna start trying to roll to the side, I just roll forward anyway. Oh, I thought he was gonna follow-up swing from that, so I rolled away and just tried to be safe. He can break down the tree! He just broke a tree! Oh, crud. Okay. I need to start getting better at identifying which ones have the follow-up swings. That's what I need to do. I rolled so early. Holy crap. He winds that one up for a really long time. That one he winds up super long. And I used to be a little bit better at rolling past it. Group passwords. But now all of a sudden I find myself rolling early. I could always switch it into like low graphic settings or something like that is what I could do. But like, you know. Just because I don't think I'm going to need to switch to the shield while in the battle, but I might potentially need to use urgent heal. You know. Whoops, dang it. Yikes. Why do I roll that one so early every time? Like, why? I used to roll it at the right time, but now all of a sudden I'm like rolling it super early. Low graphics on an RTX 3070 in 2022 shouldn't have to be a thing. Yeah, I'm still working on this here. Yeah, and I do like how the actual tutorial is optional there. Okay, let's see here. Okay, rolled it at the right time that time, but I rolled forward. Okay. Oh, dang it. He was doing like the big wind up. I didn't think he was doing the big wind up. Okay. Oh, the horse bonk. Where are you going? I can't be in front of him. If I'm in front of him, I get horse bonked. I need to be hitting him from the sides or like behind or something. Like, it's just an invitation to get bonked by the horse, is the thing. That hitbox around the head when it swings around is really hard to avoid, is the thing. Yeah, we have a Minecraft series ongoing on the channel, is the thing. It's been a little bit of a side note for a little while with other series that we've been doing, but it's like the first really big, highly edited playthrough series that I've been doing, is the thing. So that's a kind of big project that we're trying here. Bonk. What, really? Man, it's just such a habit of mine to roll forward through that. Even though from the side might be a little bit better. Yeah, that like horse dash forward is something that sketches me out. Okay. He's doing that. Whoa, not quite same attack again. Oh, just clipped me a little bit. What kind of hitbox? Man, when it's both the horse stomping down and him attacking, what's the right play? Is it rolling to the right? Because he's attacking from his right. So he wouldn't be able to hit that side. Would that be his weak side then? Because I'm rolling to my left, which will be his right there. And I roll that way because I don't want to get stomped by the horse. But if he's slamming down his weapon, then that's exactly where it slams down and I roll right into that. So maybe I need to start getting used to rolling to the right rather than the left to get to his weak side where he might not be able to hit me as well. Is maybe what I should be doing. Maybe. My goodness gracious, the delayed swings. Well, considering I'm not even getting this guy down past half health, maybe we should just like get on with the video game. Is maybe what we should do. Maybe we should actually get on with it. I am coming to like a better understanding of him, but if it's not even enough to bring you down past half health, then what's the point? You know. Okay, yeah, rolling from the side seems a bit better there. Okay, I should probably be rolling to the right, not the left, as I mentioned earlier. My goodness, this lag. What? How is that a miss? Yikes. Yeah, I tried rolling to the right that time. I still got bonked by the horse anyway. Jeez, this frame rate. Not exactly the best, huh? Oh, that was accidentally perfectly timed. Yeah, that horse bonk. That attack kind of screws me. Jeez, the frames. Yeah, no. Okay. I can get 2 attacks in there. I actually avoided the horse bonk that time. Whoa! I have not yet seen that attack before. That's a new one. Maybe it's just when we get your health down past a certain point. That's the first time I've seen that one. Is that a good place to say that we're done with that boss for now? Is the thing. We got him all the way down to using an attack that we'd never seen him use before. Maybe. Whoops, that's a jump button now. Yeah, let's say that. How about?